Hey, good morning to everybody. Happy Sunday. It's Daryl here. It is 4 a.m. bright and early here in Connecticut on the East Coast. Okay, today's going to be another kind of a little more lighter, not my usual political. It's going to have a little bit of politics in it. Not my usual hard-hitting. I'm a hard-hitting journalist. No, I'm just kidding. Not my usual political, social commentary, blog, whatever the hell you want to call this. All right, yesterday I talked about Miley Cyrus. I got 6,000 views. That's more than usual. The thing that bothers me, though, is the likes and the comments were extremely low. That means just people just tuned in because they just wanted the story. They wanted to see the pictures. And I think that's the bottom line. So, okay, yesterday, let me just go over the video from yesterday. I mentioned that the gods of timing were with me yesterday. And that wasn't about just seeing Miley without her top on or whatever. When you do videos like this, timing is everything. The fact that I actually saw it happen, and when I woke up a couple hours later at 2 or 3, I already saw one article about it already, and then it clicked. I was like, oh my God, this is going to be a big story today. A lot of people this is going to be one of the first things they want to read. And it's all about timing. You know, if I had done that video right now, the same video I did 24 hours ago, if I did that video right now, it'd probably get 150 views. It got 6.1K yesterday. That's what I meant. Timing is everything. And that's why I'm kind of proud of this channel too, because I don't think there's too many other YouTubers on the East Coast that are getting up at 2 or 3 a.m. to look for the most happening stories. All right, let's just get into it. So yesterday was kind of a light story. Today, I came across another light story, and I want to talk about it again today. Tomorrow is January 3rd, and for me, it's not depressing, but it's kind of getting back to reality. Every year, when the holidays are over, especially here in Connecticut, January is a cold, frozen month up here in the Northeast, and it's a harsh dose of reality, especially with this Thursday, January 6th, coming up, and Trump deciding to make some kind of statement or whatever, which I think is self-serving as usual, but that's not what this video is about. You know, so it's going to be it's a harsh dose of reality, back to reality, you know, and this whole coming year, God knows what we're going to face. So why not have just one or two lighthearted videos, okay? So that's what Miley was about yesterday, and that's what this one's about today. All right, I came across an article, link will be down below, Huffington Post, all right? It's one of my favorite media sites, definitely liberal, left-leaning. Every article, I love it. It's dependable, it's accurate, it's something I can count on for the truth. Liberal slant, I like it. So they talk about how this article talks about how CNN, how they slipped, they kind of dropped the ball, and they let on the scroll. You guys know, okay, I've been in Times Square many times. I don't know. I haven't been there lately though, but there's the crawlers underneath the billboards, you know, with the stock exchange and all that stuff. And apparently, New Year's Eve, either on purpose or just not watching close enough, a few joke names got through. You guys have all heard of this guy called Ben, last name Dover, right? So this is what the story was about on the Huffington Post. And as soon as I read it, it sounded like the Huffington Post was kind of taking CNN to task for this. And I didn't quite understand why, because that's something I would think that a right-leaning media site would do. Like, oh, that's disgusting. How dare they put these CNN slipped up. They let these obscenities out into the public. The children, what about the children? God, that's one thing I hate, man. You know, when people put the kids in front of them and say, oh my, everything's about, oh my God, we got to protect the children. Yes, of course, but to me, it's overused. It's overplayed. It's almost like they use the kids for shields against everything they don't like. But anyway, So I read the article, and they're kind of taking, I don't know if it's serious or not, they're kind of taking CNN to task a little bit for slipping up on this. Okay, so I read the names, and I laughed, man. I thought it was funny. There's a couple of them I never heard before. Okay, one was, first name was Mike, and his last name, his full name was Mr. Oxlong, Michael. And there was a few other ones that I had never heard before. There was a woman, Dixie. I think it was Mrs. Enormous. I'm not sure who it was. Anyway, I call me childish or whatever. You know what, man? It's New Year's. You know, well, today's the day after New Year's, but whatever. You know, so I think it's kind of, you know what? Even if CNN didn't slip up, I think it's kind of funny. You know, they're having a damn party in the middle of Times Square, one of the biggest parties, you know, in the world. Why not let a little, you know, I'd rather see that than, God, you know, something like 30 people perish in fire or some stuff like that. I would much rather see that. So I didn't quite understand. You know, it seemed like Huffington Post was kind of taking them to task for, you know, having a little fun. And then they go on to talk in this article. I'm not really sure. They were talking about an anchor, and supposedly he had a little too much, he indulged a little too much, and he said something like, sayonara, sucker, to Mark de Blasio, the mayor who was going out, and he said this on air. He said and then he actually said something like, oh, I was overserved or something like that. So everybody was having a good time on New Year's, man. You know what? It's been a tough year. You guys know, I don't drink or anything. I haven't had a drop of alcohol in 15 years, but you know what? I don't blame people on New Year's. You know, if you made it through this year, if you made it through 2021, yeah, I don't fault people for having a few drinks. You know, even though I don't drink. All right, but then I thought about this a little more. You know, I thought about the whole liberal thing. Okay, yeah, I know there's a difference. There's politically liberal, there's fiscally liberal, there's morally liberal. I'm kind of all the above. You know, live and let live. Like I said yesterday in yesterday's video, there was a lot of girls kissing girls on TV yesterday, on the live broadcast. And God bless them. I'd rather see that. You know, it's love, man, or affection or exuberance of life. Man, that's great. You know, and there's other people that think it's morally wrong, you know, and to me, that's not me. And I looked at that sign as the same thing. You know, we went through a lot this year. You know, anything, if it brings a smile to people's faces, great. You know, I was all for those, the crawler with these names on it. You know, and if you want to bring up the whole kids thing, well, what about the children? You know what? These were they were intelligent. They were clever. Like I said, I already told you guys a few of the names, like Mike, first name Mike, Mr. Oxlong. No, that was, I'm sorry. No, anyway, I got that backwards. Mike. Yeah, that's it. Like I said, you have to think. I guarantee 99% of the adults that had been imbibing in that Times Square probably, you know, you have to sit there and sound it out. How many children are, you know, if you're worried about the children, they're not gonna, I don't think they're gonna pick up on this. And, you know, if watching the nightly news is gonna damage them, in my opinion, more than seeing something like this on a CNN crawler. But then I started thinking about this. Who is putting them up there? It's supposedly some prankster, a guy who does this, CNNNNEY, I believe, is what the tag he goes by, or she. And I started thinking about this, and I was like, well, maybe Huffington Post took him to task. Maybe this is a right, because I don't know who this guy is or people is or who they are or whatever. Maybe it's a right-wing thing, trying to slip one past CNN. Maybe it's somebody from Fox, you know. And then I thought about the wording. You know, they're talking about, most of them were talking about large body parts, and the whole point of doing this from what I see. Let's say you're sitting in the tax office. You're waiting to pay your taxes. And the secretary up front says, next is Mr. Ben. Mr. Dover, please, you know. And to have somebody kind of goof on themselves without even knowing it, you know, that's the funny part. So wouldn't it be the reverse? Wouldn't you say Mike ox short as opposed to ox long? You know, because that's just me, you know, just some thoughts here. I don't know. I don't know much about the person that posted it. Anyway, I see him running long on time. It's funny. There's a few that I never heard before. Check it out, you guys. Have a great Sunday. I'll be back later with another video.